Welcome to this instructional video being provided by the Department of State to its grantees. This video will explain when an amendment to your budget is necessary and when a budget amendment request should be submitted to the Department of State's Office of Planning, Development, and Community Infrastructure. The approved budget for your project can be found in either Attachment B or Appendix B of your executed contract or in the most recently executed budget amendment. The budget consists of 6 categories: salaries, travel, supplies, equipment, contractual services, and other. Entries in each category describe the types and amounts of anticipated expenditures for your project. Each entry in the budget will be referred to as a line item throughout this video. Your budget should be reviewed regularly throughout the course of the project to determine whether any changes are anticipated. Actual project expenditures should also be reviewed against your budget on a regular basis to determine if modifications are needed to any of the line items. Please be aware that payment requests submitted should only include costs that are in compliance with the approved budget. Any costs incurred that are not in compliance with the approved budget are made at the grantee's risk, as all budget changes are subject to review and approval by DOS and must be formalized through an amendment. For this reason, it is a best practice to request a budget amendment prior to incurring any expenses outside of the approved budget. Next, we will discuss when a budget amendment is needed. A budget amendment is necessary anytime a change needs to be made to the budget, including the addition or removal of line items, moving funds from one line item to another or between categories, changes to the description of line items, updates to local or state match allocations, updates to MWBE goal percentage allocations. We will now go over a few examples of budget changes which would require an amendment. In example 1, supply costs are expected to increase due to the need to purchase more paper than originally anticipated. In addition, mileage costs allocated for off-site meetings are no longer needed due to meetings now being held virtually. In this example, an amendment would be needed to remove the line item under travel and to increase the line item under supplies by $100. In this next example, the grantee originally expected to provide grant administration directly. However, due to capacity issues, they have decided it would be more prudent to hire a consultant for grant administration. In this example, an amendment would be needed to remove the grant administrator line under salaries and to add a new line for grant administration under contractual services. In example number 3, the senior planner spent $1,500 worth of time on the project before being promoted to associate planner. In this example, an amendment would be needed to adjust the amount for senior planner to $1,500 and to add a new line item for the associate planner for the balance of $2,500. In this last example, the MWBE goal is 15% for MBE and 15% for WBE. However, the grantee was unsuccessful in their attempt to hire a WBE, but was able to hire an MBE subcontractor to meet the full 30% goal. In this example, an amendment would be needed to change the goal allocation to 30% for MBE and 0% for WBE. You should now have an understanding of the type of changes which may result in the need to amend the budget of your contract. If you would like to request a budget amendment, the process can be started by doing one of the following: indicating that an amendment is needed in the proposed amendment narrative box on a project status form, discussing your anticipated budget changes with your DOS project manager, or emailing opdcontracts@dos.ny.gov to request budget amendment forms. Please refer to our video on how to complete budget amendment request forms after they are received from DOS. If you have any questions on this topic, please email opdcontracts@dos.ny.gov or call 518-474-6000 and ask to speak with the Contract Administration Unit.